Okay, welcome to the Lobo podcast. Today's guest, I'm laughing because I just had sex. I can't remember what it is. Anyways, I'm in my room right now. Comedian Aaron Putnam. This is the second time on the Lobo podcast. He used to do drugs. He works at a rehab now. He started a rehab comedy, so we talk about a bunch of drug addict stuff. I'm not a drug addict, but we talk about some being a stepdad, MDMA, Molly. We get into hooker stories like usual. Talk about white people wear shorts in the winter. Apparently, jail talk. I don't know if you guys have been in jail. I went for a few hours, but he has a few jail stories, including some with my dad and some lug boots. Anyways, then some porn, sex life. But follow the Patreon. Check him out. He has some dates coming up. James Webb, you want to record a podcast, James Webb Studio, People of Comedy. And again, follow me on Instagram. But tell a friend, hit me up. You want stickers, anything you might be interested in, let me know. Maybe some interesting guests, right? Some non-comics that you might be cool with the podcast. Hit me up. Let me know. Again, Patreon, Solo Den episodes out now. Okay, Lobo Den. Okay, welcome to the Lobo podcast. My name is Javine Diaz. I'm your guest. I'm normally your guest. I'm your guest. I'm your podcast. I'm your host. I'm your fucking host. I'm so fucking stupid. I shouldn't even be allowed to podcast anymore. Anyways, my name is Javine. I'm your host. To my left is James Webb for the People of Comedy Studio.
Hello.
My producer, hello, with his big ass cyberpunk screen with dicks probably that he created. I don't know what's in front of it right now. To my other left, can I mention the half white guy's name? You're half white, right? There's nothing wrong with being half white.
I'm half white.
Wait, you're half
I'm
too?
Mexican and Irish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll ask you in a second. So, white, half Mexican, and am I half Mexican Irish host guest?
Damn, dude.
You see, I left my coffee in the fucking car.
It's the coffee.
It's the coffee. I haven't slept that much. Kind of. I'm catching up on sleep. And Aaron Putnam.
What's up, everybody? Hello.
What's up? So this is your second time on the podcast. The first time, you're episode 40-something. I don't know. But I don't remember. It was in the summer, right? Was it this year?
Definitely. I don't
2020.
know.
We're in 2021 now.
Yes, we are.
We're in 2021, and I don't remember the last time we recorded. I'm assuming it was sometime in the summer. Wait, I think it was. It was before I had a show in June or something.
Oh, my God. It's stressing me out now. I got to find out. When was it? It was definitely during COVID, I believe.
Yeah, it was during COVID, because I remember I was talking about, like, I'm going to have a show for the first time. I haven't done material. Who cares? Oh, I got booked for a show.
We talked about Coke a lot, which, that's old news now.
Yeah, I haven't really done that much
We won't repeat it. We won't repeat any of my old stories.
We won't talk about your old drug stories, but I haven't done that much drugs since maybe the last. Okay, I don't do drugs, but allegedly, if I did do a drug that's this color, I haven't done any in really in a while. I've kind of laid back. I had a rule. What is it? Shacked up? What is it called?
With a chick?
I don't live with her. I got a lady.
You're wifed up. You got a lady.
Yeah, I got a lady. Yeah. Right.
All those disrespectful terms for having a significant other.
Yeah, significant other. So I have a lady, and I was like, one of the deals is she's like, don't do drugs around me.
Right,
all right.
There you go.
So because Christmas when we were hanging out, she was like, "You acted different," and I was like, "I kind of took Miley." What I'm telling you, I was like, I was tired, so I thought, why not do a little bit Miley? I'm sure nobody would notice. And
no, you just all of a sudden you're like inhaling a Vicks inhaler and got a whistle and some glow sticks.
But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Less drugs. I might have done some. Anyways, but the rule is within 2 hours I can't see her. But she's like, well, maybe we could cut back on that. Give them an inch to take them out.
Dude, they remember everything. They will remind you of everything. You know what I'm saying?
And my memory is like, she says my memory is only convenient, or I only remember things that are convenient for me.
It's
allegedly.
selective memory. Yeah. Most of us have it because we see it through our lens. But women remember everything and they'll call you on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Remember when you said you wouldn't do coke? Yeah. Hopefully you seal the deal before that conversation because we'll say anything to wrap it up,
Oh, like to have sex?
That and just make sure make sure regardless of what I was going to do in a relationship, I made sure that she was on board first and then I'd be like, I'll think about it after I do my pitch because I make sure it's out there. Make sure the love was, make sure that I'm on,
like all your
running the show as I used to try to do.
Running the show? Like all your, what'd you have to put out there?
What I have to put out there? Well, A lot of things because I didn't have a lot of money, but I lived in New York, so I made sure I had. Yeah, I know. People in Chicago hate when you mention New York. First of all, I want to say this really quick. I am slowly becoming so proud and happy to be in Chicago. One, I have an alley now behind my apartment, and they're fucking amazing. Two, I watched Brian's song again, and now I want a Brian Piccolo Bears jersey because that's my movie. Cried like a baby.
I didn't see the movie, but that's somebody dies of cancer.
Gail Sayers, Brian Piccolo. It's like a buddy. It's like before Shawshank. It was the buddy picture
without rape.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he took a hot one in there.
Yeah, for the white dudes. But
yeah, he probably wanted Morgan to give him a hot one. Fucking hold the freckles and.
So what were you? All right, before you were in New York, right?
What was my point? So in New York. So basically, I used to have a joke with friends. It's like, I didn't have much. I'm competing. In my early 20s, you got girls that are so hot out there that are also getting asked out for dudes that make millions of dollars. They're like, I'll take you to every restaurant every night. And those kind of girls are everywhere, whatever. But to compete with that, to make sure I could try to hold it down, always made sure that I had a meal that I cooked.
Oh.
That, word got around and some girl told another girl, oh, did he give you, was it the ahi tuna, wasabi mashed potatoes? She's like, yep, same thing.
That was your
Breakfast at Tiffany's was in the CD player or whatever we called them before we had streaming. Yeah, but you got to have stuff that you do. You got to be ready to date and work that thing or whatever. Work that angle. I didn't do a dating apps or anything. So.
No. I didn't. I actually met her on Facebook, but I remember I held back on some of the things I told her. Yeah. I told her a lot from the beginning. We first hung out. I was like, hey, Miami strippers $4,000 last year.
Sure.
The huge. And then I was like, but then I held back. I was like, I can't. The other stuff I got to hold back until we have sex, because I got to have sex with her a few times. Not the first time. I think it was not my best performance. I was like, it threw me. I didn't think I was gonna have sex. I ate a lot. We went to Taco Bell, and I didn't. And I was it wasn't the best. So I was like, I gotta put a good one in there, right?
Right.
And then put one or two good sessions. And then all right. Then I'm gonna release a little bit more tidbits of information.
Sure.
And by the way, I also fucked hookers before, things like that. You know what I mean? Because she was like, you said,
So she asked a lot of questions.
Well, I mean, she heard like the podcast. And she's like, so process.
Oh, so this is like recently, kind of.
Yeah. What day is today? July.
What day? So this is like last week.
This is.
Damn, dude, you love to get yourself in trouble.
We're in June. She won't hear this for a few weeks. We talked about things I can and can't talk about on there. She won't hear this for a few weeks, but it was. Anybody know the date? I don't even know. What month is this? We're in January.
You're joking, right?
So maybe like 2 weeks. Let's say
2 weeks. Okay, this is fresh. I'm telling stories from. I mean, I'm old as fuck, so this is 2005.
But 2005. But
I think the only thing that was around dating wise, as far as apps, was OK Liar, OK Cupid, whatever the fuck they called it.
Oh, that was still around?
That was the one that was hot where you'd be like, basically people just used it to smash. You'd be like, I'm a entrepreneur of, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you work at Foot Locker or whatever. Like I was a bartender, so that was just my way of, at least I was able to get in the door but I didn't keep people very long because you got a lot of competition in New York. Like, I think I'm going to date this guy that's going to fly me to Tahiti tomorrow. He works for Goldman Sachs, or he's an actor that's making money, and I'm a bartender with, a key bump in my nose freaking all the time. But we are talking about cocaine again.
But yeah, we used to do cocaine. I used to allegedly do cocaine. But I never did that much. I started learning from you white people. I switched to doing, if I did do it, to lines, which I've never, whatever. I'm trying to keep it safe because I have a job and I want to keep an income. But But what are you gonna do? So allegedly, if I did do cocaine, I would do key bumps like Latino style, right?
Yeah, for sure. On the knuckle, whatever, all that stuff, for sure.
No, ID. I use the ID or something. Or my knife. I always carry my knife with me. And I had a friend who gave me this little spoon. It's a beautiful little spoon. It was like a little thing. It would fit perfectly, allegedly. This is all a dream I had.
Well, it's the real deal. It's the vial with the spoon. It's like what people had in the 80s.
No, allegedly I ordered that on Amazon. But it doesn't work. But it comes out of it falls out of your Coke bag. If you're at work and you're sitting there, what if it falls out of that little Coke? Because the dollar fits in there. It doesn't fall. But that little thing would come out. Imagine my boss would be
you're worried about the wrong things, because the thing you should be worried about if you're doing Coke at work is that your upper lip is doing what a dog does when it's like wants to go outside. It just keeps going like, what's up with that lip?
Hey, what was that? You guys saw the lady? The lady who's can you pull up the video of the lady who she was in the background? There was some type of it looked like a government announcement or thing that's going on. She's in the back and she's all geeked out.
Who knows what people are whacked on now? I mean, because I can talk about drugs all I want because it's part of my history and my past, and not now. I'm I'm addict adjacent now because since COVID, I'm working in a rehab and stuff. So it's like I'm seeing shit every day. I'm like, what did you do? You shot that in your dick in a fucking marathon bathroom? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, they're hard. These people are serious business. They're kids, but they're doing adult shit.
You're 7 years sober, and now how long you been working? You work at a rehab now, right?
I started out with stand up and recovery, which is I was seen at a show by a clinical director, and she hired me to basically do a group, which is very simply. I'm not saying I'm a teacher of stand up comedy because obviously, fucking people, I don't do that. But for the purpose of the group, getting them out of their head and doing exercises and getting them on the mic, like talking about their problems. I mean, one kid, it took him 5 times in rehab, but he actually has 5 minutes now. I mean, it's like he got a minute every time he went in. He's actually thinks he's a comedian now, and he's pretty fucking funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it can help, but it's like I don't recommend that way. I mean, you can get good at an open mic instead of using your PPO to go to a rehab and hopefully run into me. Because a lot of rehabs don't have the thing that long story short, though, after that, though, COVID hit, they're like, hey, do you want a job? And they pitched it to me. I'm like, oh, like you mean like a job with emails and what'd you say on this email and this person and what a COO is and an FO and all these things that I was like, okay, let's just go through all the acronyms and maybe one day I'll sound like I'm professional. I get yelled at a lot for my email tone because I'll just be like, what? But it goes to literally the multimillionaire that owns it all the way down.
You reply all? What are you doing?
Of course I do, but I do. But the thing is my boss was laughing kind of, but because he knows that I do it. I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing, but I can't let go of that piece of me that's like I gotta say something. I'm not one of those. I'm not the quiet one. I'm the Abby Hoffman at the corporate gig.
Who's Abby Hoffman? I don't know.
Oh, just a guy that just protested against civil rights in Chicago, the Chicago 8.
Is that today or something?
Oh my God,
that's what Abby Hoffman is, dude. I live in the suburbs, dude. I'm not from Chicago.
But it's a monument. Anyways, you'll see right now. But he was a
he. Is that a chick or a dude?
That was a man.
Oh,
yeah. They all had long hairs back then.
Abby Hoffman. Oh, from Massachusetts. That makes sense.
But he came to Chicago to fight that case, and the Chicago 8. No?
Did she win?
Did she win?
Oh, it's he. It's a he.
Oh, I can't go down to Abby Hoffman. I'm sorry I brought it up, actually.
Libertarian socialism. What the fuck?
I watched it on Netflix. I didn't read the fucking book either. No, but I knew about him. But the reference would be is that, an outspoken for the people, fuck all the bullshit, and people at corporate jobs don't like that. They like my boss is a great guy, but, he definitely likes to stay in his lane because he likes his shit. You know what I mean? I'll walk away from something and probably get, yelled at by my wife and put myself in a bad position. But like the principle to me, especially with recovery, is I'm outspoken because there's a lot of horse shit going on. So I'm one to speak up. I think James can relate to speaking his feelings about things, right?
A
little bit. I think it's a better way to be. I mean, I wear my feelings on my sleeve, and sometimes it gets me, people don't like someone that's willing to kind of come back at you or whatever, and I don't try to be like, like brutal about it or like lose my job, but like, they know that I keep it real or whatever. I mean, to use the kids' words, but no, that's from the owner that goes, I like Aaron a lot. He keeps it real.
He keeps it real. He keeps it real.
In his 3-piece tweed suit and like his just gazillions of dollars. But it's a real job. I don't like it.
What were you, before you got here, there were some fires you were putting out. What was going on today?
Because I don't know
what
I have learned about working a corporate job, especially this is there's like HIPAA rules and stuff. So now I know never to cross boundaries and I'm able to talk about it and never mention names. But long story short, my job is to take calls from, I call them kids, but mostly in their mid-20s that still have insurance and they're addicted to heroin. I pick people up on Taylor and, Gateway West, like way over there, right where, the plugs across the street from the rehab. They're out there whistling when they get out. It's wild. But so long story short, I grabbed a kid from there, picked him up, talked to his mom for an hour at 6 a.m, heard the whole story. And, the sad thing is this shit, none of these kids are on drugs. It's not just because they want to party. It's like every case I have, it's severe trauma. And parents are sadly responsible for where they put their kids when they're younger, or if they don't hug them enough, or if they send them with a dude that takes people roller skating, which is, code for I'm gonna fucking diddle your kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's always that kind of trauma, more with the women, but the guys too. And then like it or not, heavy drugs will take that shit out of your head for a minute, and then here you go, you got these addicts. So, long story short, he AMA'd, we call it, which is against medical advice. He bounced.
Okay.
He didn't want to be there because he wanted to get high. So it started a huge thing, and since he was my case. I was chasing him down today. He took my call back. He was in a hospital in the suburbs where, when he left the rehab, they called an ambulance because, they tried to like escalate it to like a psych thing, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, of course, the parents always defend the kid and they think like, they're just like, fix my kid. It's like, just because you have a PPO doesn't mean you're doing the work of the kid. I've known your kid for 6 days. He's buried. You guys have buried family members from the same drug. So it's got to start with real therapy and care. And I don't know if people have the time or really even know how to love the right way. I know I'm getting deep, but it's like, it's crazy, man. Like you can't just love your kid from afar and go, yo, I pay for the insurance. Yeah. I gave him a big house in the suburbs because the suburbs are, Naperville is like the epicenter of heroin addicts. And these kids found all those pills in Pop's bathroom, So it's wild. So dealing with that. And it just, when it rains, it pours, because it's like I had some shit at home and it was really good. It was started out good as a stepdad. I parent, but I also I need to have the right to always speak my mind. And then, if you go at a kid the wrong way, and then, I got my wife, and then it's like, I didn't have to escalate it, but it was one of those things where I had to say it. I had to say, listen to me. You're being kind of ungrateful. Like, I wanted to say you're acting like
How old's the kid?
He's 20.
Right? Okay.
And he's a great kid and he's doing great, and we work through everything. But like it was a little thing, but I had to go, listen to me. Right now, you need a lesson. It's just calm down and be grateful that I'm jumping through a bunch of hoops to get you a pair of sneakers that were ordered wrong as a gift to you. And you're acting like someone stole from you. So as a dad, and then when I get shushed or, people, this is the thing, dude. It's hard to be a stepdad because.
Who shushed you?
We don't need to get into that,
okay.
But
I'm getting angry.
But this is the thing. What I've learned through my past and my recovery and all that stuff is like, no matter what's happening, I'm not supposed to lose my cool and escalate something, because I know how to push buttons and I'll push them all day. But I have to take responsibility for the fact that I could have just taken the, don't say that right now, and then like talk to. The other person later about it or whatever. The kid wasn't even mad. He all of a sudden thought he was in the middle of something. I go, dude, it's just, I had to say something because I had to reel you in, dude. You can't be acting like a sport, I love you and this is it. And you got your money back, and got our money back, and you got shoes and blah, it's all good. But, don't get it twisted. Like, I don't want you to grow up thinking that's how the world works. So whatever. Sorry. So it's tough being a stepdad. It really is.
I said something yesterday. I was on the phone with my friend, a female friend who I've never fucked.
Jesus. God.
What? Because now she's vetted to my friends. She's like, who's that? Who called me? I was like, did you sleep with her? I was like, not this one. And I've been very honest and open in this relationship, who I haven't slept with. Yeah. So anyways, I'm going to do a giveaway, right? Because remember Deadass? I said I got to do it on Instagram. There's a girl named Deadass that I was sleeping with. It was after I met you. She was
Deadass? She has trauma for sure.
I forget her real name, so it was a nickname. Because after we had sex in the morning, she said, "Deadass, my pussy hurts," or "My pussy hurts, dead ass," or something, right? And I was just sitting there, and I was like, "Why?"
Lots of some grammatical errors as well. Yeah, it was probably a lot in the morning.
And I was like, Jemai, what are you doing? You're like 36 years old. Like, why are you sleeping with this chick?
Oh my God! Come on. Is she gonna listen to this too? You're gonna get. I'm worried about you. You're gonna get in big trouble. Yeah.
Actually, what happened with Deadass was we hooked up or whatever, and then like a few days later, she's like, she listened to a clip or something. She's like, "Oh, I can't believe you. I thought you liked me," and I was like,
"Oh my
blah
God.
blah blah," and I was like, So what happened was maybe a few weeks later, I saw her or Snapchat. She put a picture. It was provocative, either ass or tits or something, and I was just like, let me just send her a message, right? Ooh. And I sent something, right? And I was like, she sent some of those, and then she puts up about some makeup, right? And I was like, oh, what kind of makeup is that? It's something from Jeffree Star, who's currently in the news for fucking Kanye West. Is that?
He didn't actually fuck him.
Kanye West fucked him?
No.
Everybody needs to leave that boy alone. You know
Jeffrey or Kanye?
Kanye. Just because, come on, man. You know how many?
Did they have a sex tape? I want to watch it.
Dude, it's like being married to one of those women, dude. They've taken out every man that's ever come near that family, dude. That shit is like, I mean,
even Jeffree Star said he didn't do it.
Okay. And Jeffree Star, the whole rumor is because Jeffree Star, excuse whatever PC thing it is Jeffrey is a woman, man, or
I thought it was a man.
Jeffrey's a man.
Jeffrey's a man.
Yeah,
wears a lot of makeup and wigs, but
yeah, and if any of it's true, good for Kanye. Maybe he likes, look at Jim Norton. He's very open about what he likes.
Yeah, Jim.
He likes chicks with dicks. He's fucking free as a bird. You gotta be open.
Is there Jeffrey? Can we go Jeffree Star nudes? Can we see him naked? I want to see his dick.
Let's do it.
But yeah, we could blur.
He's got some good tattoo art there on the hand.
Because I remember the first time I saw what's his name, the guy with the vagina. That blew my mind. I was like, what the hell?
Which guy with
the
bald
guy with the vagina, big swole dude?
I don't, dude.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Dude,
No.
Now I know. And
Buck Naked or Buck something.
Buck Wild, the comic from Laugh Factory that bullies his way into Saturday Night.
Dude, these are new. Is your safe search on?
Oh, Jesus.
He just has a lot of makeup.
Oh.
A lot of makeup line. There's no fucking dick pics of Jeffree Star? Oh, well, Jeffree Star's a YouTube person, so he probably doesn't have.
They just look random dick pics up. No, okay, but anyways, Jeffree Star makeup. This is how it started.
Right. Back to what you were saying about nicknaming girls. Though I had a friend. Oh, he's the best. My friend.
Almost getting close.
My friend Javante used to.
Hey, Javante.
Yeah, he's a pro skater, great guy. But back in the day, he used to refer to all the girls. I mean, he was like every girl wanted him. I mean, the kid looked like $1 million, skater or whatever. He used to call girls like by their car. He's like, Lexus is coming over. Lexus. I'm like, what? Everything was a mumble. Like, no, I'm saying every day, be like, I just need $100. He's like, can an N live? Can an N live? $100. He would sell all his product, pro skater. I mean, just smooth as shit. Dude, the game on that kid. But yeah, Lexus, Audi. Early 2000s.
Geo Prism.
No, but he only fucked with. Anyways. He was hilarious with that to make your point even funnier.
No, I had a list, right? My friends were like, one time they read through the list of the different names. It was like the Possum Rat. I don't want to say this name because it's mean, but the Hidden Pig, things like that. They got a little bit kind of aggressively mean that I probably shouldn't say.
Well, nicknames are always, but things that they're endearing as well. I mean, that reminds me the best. Okay, so back in the day, bartending in New York City, all the bartenders in the Soho area, so there was lots of people that love to be. You like to be a regular at a bar because one, you act like we always called it like I'm not your friend, I'm the bartender, but like this is my best friend Aaron behind the bar, and I was very friendly with people, but there was these two girls named Rania and Eve, but they both looked really just kind of just a little too masculine for me, and so we would always text each other like Ron and Steve are here. Ron and Steve, dude, and they were just really nice girls, man. But horse heads and like big hands and shit. But thing is, when you're behind a bar, you're being held hostage, dude. You have all those people that after a while you're like, this motherfucker. Yeah, just because it's 25%. Sometimes you'd rather just wait on people that want their drink. Like me, I'd sit at a bar, because I was just there to drink. I'd be like, dude, I wouldn't even look up. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, Ron and Steve was a funny one. Still laugh about that. I text people. I'm like, remember Ron and Steve? They're like,
Ron and Steve. But it was dead ass, right? I got her I messaged her and I was like, hey, what is that? It looked like a medallion. It was makeup. And I was like, it was some makeup from Jeffree Star.
She had makeup on her
No,
ass?
she took a picture of it.
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
Somebody get this for me, I love you forever, blah, blah, blah. Jeez. And I was just like.
For makeup.
And I was like, what is that? It looked like a medallion. It was, it's a Jeffree Star makeup. I didn't even know who Jeffree Star was. And I was like, what's that? Like, what's a Jeffree Star? And she's like, this and that. And I was like, I'll get it for you, right?
Yeah.
So my plan, I was going to buy it for you just to, because now she's communicating with me. Because I wanted to reestablish, like, hey, how about this? I don't like you that way, but we could still hang out and have sex every once in a while, do Molly, and I'll get you the makeup, right? And then I got her the makeup, but then I never giving it to her, and I still have it. So it's like I don't want to give it. I was like, I might as well take advantage. I paid for it, so I'm gonna do a giveaway. I'm gonna do it on Instagram of the Lobo Den,
right?
And I'm gonna do some type of Jeffree Star. I'm gonna do a giveaway.
Then she's just hating you because she.
Well, she doesn't have me on Instagram. Oh, hopefully, right? And I just
maybe after this episode she will.
I just delete her on Snapchat. So hopefully if she sees it.
It sounds like she wants free shit.
Maybe
from men,
she can participate. Maybe she can participate in the giveaway.
Or maybe she could just take her ass to the store or Amazon and buy the shit. I mean,
Yeah, she could. She could. But
she probably wants to be taken care of. Which, I'm glad you're not seeing her. 'Cause
No,
I want you to be happy.
That was just that was just like every 3 to 9 weeks I'll see you and do Molly and have sex, and then
I got a question. I got a
Yes,
question
sir.
for you. Maybe, and we'll have to look it up. But it's like, okay, when I was in the game of drugs heavily back in the day in New York too, we took MDMA, pure ecstasy. When did it become literally like? If I ask a 22-year-old why they call it Molly, they don't know why. But I've seen it in its form too. It's crystally or it's brown. Real MDMA, they basically it must be synthetic because. I mean, synthetic in a different way. Like they basically just renamed it and to get the kids back on it. But dude, we used to roll on. We called it, Zerps or whatever. But we just called it, it was pure enough where you would roll and then without getting speedy, or you could take the same amount like 4 hours later and roll again. So you knew it was good, and that's what we fucked with. And dude, I mean, it's like people calling it Molly, and I'm like, why is it crystally? And I was because my sister. A couple years ago, I was around her and I knew she was fucked up, and then I saw it and I go, what the fuck? Why is it crystallized? I mean, fucking, what is going on? I mean, then are you snorting? Are you drinking it? Are you letting it melt in your, is it Pop Rocks? First of all, sometimes the new shit, whatever they've created now, it's like, it was better before. Just call it fucking MDMA, pure ecstasy, and keep it moving.
The problem with MDMA, Molly, is became popular. Right, and
yeah.
because of supply and demand, now it's all cut with meth.
Yeah.
So basically,
or it's meth, or one time in my experience, many years ago, because I was used to doing a decent amount of it on the weekends or whatever. We ended up getting some press shit, and it was from Amsterdam. It looked like a fucking. Remember those big vitamin C tablets that you could suck on? It looked like that, and of course, me being I can do this is the amount I do of everything. I popped 2 of those, bro. I was a puddle on the stairway. Between 2 levels of a club, people were trip sitting me, dude. I was like, it was one of the worst. To have a bad trip on ecstasy, of course it was cut, and probably back then I didn't even know, but it was probably heroin. It was who knows what they were putting it in, riding those bikes around in Dutchland and then fucking pressing these evil pills. But because it started running out. But when we used to get it for real, the plug was normal, and you just knew it was like, you packed it up in the capsules. You tap it 3 times, that was enough for a $20 pill. If you were the person that was getting that done, you were never paying for it, and it was pretty profitable too. But so long ago, it was like I was into like tech music and not really. I mean, I was always
You were
pretty.
one of those?
No, I wasn't really. I was adjacent to it because I was working in a nightclub, so I was partying with all those people because I'm a drug addict. But I still was my skater. Skater at heart, doing that. But the more I was partying, the less I was skating, the less I was auditioning, doing whatever, because I was wrapped up in the mix or whatever they could wrap.
What was your drug of choice? Was it
Alcohol?
Oh yeah, it was booze, right? The best one.
But the thing is, no, it's the reason it.
Well, it was
the reason I think it's you have to always when you think about your drug of choice or what your kryptonite is or whatever, the one that you can't, what's on your back, it can be anything, whatever it is. But for me, no matter what, like if I decided right now, but I would never do it because I know the right way, I would never go, you know what? I'm an alcoholic. I never even like smoking marijuana, so I'm going to start eating edibles. One, that would be a relapse for me. 2, within a week of, the munchies and being like, I love being high, I would start drinking. Then I would start doing other drugs, and then my life would implode. So I know. So whatever the one is that sends you down into to the part of your gut you don't need to be in, which is, you got to hold your demons down. So whatever it is for you, like some people are like, I don't fuck with that, dude. You don't want to see me on brown liquor or whatever. Some people are like, dude, tequila makes me horny.
Yeah.
Whiskey makes me whiskey
horny.
gives me whiskey dick. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? I love people when they talk about this shit, but I'm like, for me, booze is a thing that I knew that I had to have every day when it got real bad, or every hour. So that's what I would consider. But when I was fucked up, what's that? Loved pills, loved it all. I was partying.
When you were drinking every hour, what is it? What was it? With vodkas or whatever?
Yeah, because it goes with everything.
Yeah, right.
And it's also, but
plastic bottles.
Towards the end, when it was, it was sexy for a while because I was still drinking at bars and doing everything. But when you have to drink in the morning, then you start going to the store. So you're there with all the other people looking to get booze. So vodka was always a thing. I mean, one of my definite memorable downsides was I had no mixer. Yo, check this out. I had a roommate at the time too, and he witnessed it because he was having his coffee. That's another thing. You're living with people, living with someone in the throes of addiction when they're like, dude, I do that on Friday nights. This is 8 a.m. He saw me chop up a popsicle and put it in the vodka to make it like drinkable, so it wasn't just gonna kill my stomach. And he was like, "You need help. you need help." So yeah, that was wild.
But yeah, no, booze used to be. Now look, so I used to be a booze, but I was like a weekend booze hound. But now I drink again,
Yeah.
you know, and I haven't had issues with
Well,
my
that's
booze.
the thing. That's what I'm saying, dude. With everybody, it's like some people, we all do something to take our mind off shit. I always say people smoke it, fuck it, drink it, snort it, whatever it is. You know, we all have something. But it's like for me, that was the one. And so it's like you never know if you're an alcoholic. I can tell you that people, if you drink every day and your body gets used to it, regardless if it's in your head that you want to do it, your body will be like, yo, what time is it, bro? Like you can't just stop putting that shit in my body. And that's the allergy. So, you know.
What have you been doing since? All right, you've been at working since I saw you last.
I've been lucky enough to my wife and I work with James and do our man child in the yoga. We don't do it enough. I mean, dude, you know, keeping a family together and doing all this stuff, juggling, like, you know, sometimes
You have important shit to do.
Yeah, and you know, thanks, James. It's true. James knows a lot about our family. He's a close friend and stuff. And it's just like, you know, family's everything. And then I'm lucky enough that I am still doing shows though, because I do them at the rehab, and then I've been booked on some weekends coming up, and I am leaving town for shit like that. But it's always to these places where, you know, I don't want to be because they don't care about COVID. I mean, dude, I'm not scared. I'm getting my first vaccine shot next week because I'm lucky because I'm at work and they're offering it. But then I heard you have to do it 3 times, and I'm like, oh, there's the $1 billion that some fat fuck's gonna make in big pharma. It all makes me sick. I'd rather just get it and tell people I got the shot, to be honest, just on principle, because it's like I'd rather give it to my neighbor who won't leave her fucking house and she's literally petrified than me that's been around people that have had it. You know, I almost had it. I'm ready for it, dude. It's like, I'm not, knock on wood, I don't want it, because I have a homie that just had it that was like, you know, dude, chills all night. Like, the shit was not fun. I mean, to have that severe of a flu and know what people are saying about it, dude, I know it's real, but I'm also, you know, I don't know, man. I'm not living that way, but I'm also not. I walk by people on the street. I put my mask up. They appreciate it. People nod at me. I do whatever. It's like, you know, I don't like wearing the mask that much. I know what it's for, but it's like, you know, my wife and I both we're in a, you know, with comedy, if someone knows that I'm irresponsible, you know, I don't want that out. My wife with her business, like if some woman yelps that she's doing her yoga stuff and not being responsible, it could ruin our livelihood. So like, dude, I know what people are capable of, either if they're right or wrong, but like, this shit is real. And unless I can fucking do everything I want to do, it doesn't matter if I'm wearing a mask. You know what I mean? It's like, people are like, if we didn't have to wear masks, it'd be better. You still can't go everywhere you want to eat. I went to Puerto Rico.
I just got back from Florida.
You know, you go places. Woo! And you're woo, Florida. I went a little farther. Woo! I was in the Miami airport for 20 minutes and got a shitty ass Cuban.
I didn't do any coke.
Why? Oh, in Miami?
No, I didn't. I stay away from Miami. I stayed up by Fort Lauderdale.
You stay by all the people with their crusty toes out and their blew out a flip flop. You know, all those, man, talk about people giving white people a bad name. I mean, dude, these crusty motherfuckers, it's like, bro, I mean, I don't really play the social media game, but I got 82 likes on something. I know, dude, because I'm not into that shit and I don't care. And, you know, I don't like people. One person making a negative comment will trigger me so much that I'll try to go find him old school. Like, well, where does he live? Isn't his address on his Facebook? You know, but I put a thing up where it's like, you know, first and foremost, my biggest pet peeve is, you know, these white people in my area in Lakeview, 32 degrees, 25 degrees at Starbucks in their shorts getting a coffee. I saw a black dude walk by. Dude, he looked like he saw the Grim Reaper. Because, dude, all the black dudes I know, they don't like being cold and they look at crazy. I go, we're crazy enough right now. Keep a coat on. And people are like, I do it all the time. I don't know. I go, dude, I didn't want to start. What if it's real? It's a joke for one. But I got enough. I took it down though, because after a while, one guy said something like, I don't know why you're telling people not to. I said, man, I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I don't know you. And that's another
race war.
Yeah, right.
But
yeah, I know. And I didn't call anybody a Karen, because first of all, with the Karen bullshit, you know, take it from somebody that was raised by a crystal. instead of a Karen. I'd rather be raised,
Chris was what, white
like
trash?
a white trash. Because, I'd rather be raised by a Karen that knows about soccer games and good snacks instead of like bingo and fucking, bullshit, ghetto shit.
Really? I like white trash. But maybe I didn't grow up with white trash.
I mean, it's me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I'm from that. You know what I mean? I grew up. I mean, that's why people always say, like, I mean, I guess, you have to be so careful how you phrase things. Like I say, I grew up in a ghetto. I did. I grew up around all different races. We were all fucking poor.
Michigan, right? Where'd you grow up?
Michigan, yeah. We didn't know we were fucking poor because we all had the same grilled cheese. It was the block cheese. We called it the Reagan cheese because that's when they started giving it out. If you're really poor, they'd send you that.
Second greatest president of all time. Go ahead.
Yeah, good actor too.
I haven't seen his movies.
Oh, you should watch.
I'll pass.
You'll see why he's such a good liar. No, but what I'm saying though, it's like that's how I think about it. It's like when you're poor, and so you experience things like, oh shit, I wish I had a bagged lunch like the rich kids, and I wish I had 5 polos so I didn't have to wear the one I had and worry about when I'm wearing it so I get fucked with by some rich kid because I got a frog instead of a polo, the bootleg shit.
And there's the alligator, right? Is that
alligator Izod? That's all good shit, and that's expensive. But like they have fake ones that you get. I'm not fake, but like people back in my day, they had things with frogs on it and shit. And people are like, oh, you can't afford polo. One of my favorite things is to look at people's profiles that I went to high school with that were like the kings of the high school, and they had all the money in the world, and they're like fucking living in a basement apartment and addicted to fucking. Yeah, I'm like, how's it going now, bro? It's like I'm glad I was a late bloomer. Anyways,
I was a late bloomer.
I'm salty.
I was a late bloomer. I didn't have sex till I was 18 or 20. I don't remember. Maybe 18, right? And I didn't really. But I was happy in high school. I didn't meet women. And then I remember I got with a lady. I was like, it's the first time I think I cried about something. I was like, what's going on? Like, I didn't have those in my life. My life was very.
And how old are you?
36.
36. I mean, you're old. You're not old enough to. I mean, you're not from this. Right now generations like the bullying is even different. But like, I was bullied. I had a guy message me that went to war in the Marines, and he was the biggest bully, and he's so fucked up now. He messaged me before a show, and I just looked at it. He goes, I've been following you. I just want to apologize for bullying you. And I was like, bro, my heart goes out to you because your life is fucked up. I was like, how those roid titties you got and those bad tribal tattoos. It's just what happens, man. I mean, like, I was lucky enough to find my freaks, though. I found skaters, and when you're a skateboarder, you don't give a fuck about anyone. So we had all the girls we wanted. We hung out. We did I knew kids from all different schools because we were all kids with no fucking dads, and we skated, and it kept us halfway out of trouble. We partied, but we partied and skated instead of like just being in some rich house and, breaking shit and, all that entitled shit. So, I was looked at, no matter how cool I was with everyone, there was always that line that couldn't be crossed. Like, yeah, we don't invite Aaron to the parties though, because, he doesn't live in a 5-bedroom house in Briarwood or some neighborhood. He lives in, an apartment building that we know, that's where the one apartment building in the whole area back in the day. Now it's getting taken over, which I love in some ways. The gentrification, it's like, oh yeah, see now they're building those apartment buildings, and now your subdivision is turning into people that had to grow up in city life, and now they're living out here and they're fucking with your kids because your kids are worshiping them because they actually have been in some kind of the game and in trouble, and they take advantage of these poor little middle class.
I like Starbucks.
I like Starbucks. Me too.
Yeah,
dude.
Like I don't gentrification, right? I won't get into that. But
gentrification.
Like I don't have any problem with it whatsoever. I don't.
Yeah.
But bullying. I used to. Okay, so you guys know what FUBU is, right? FUBU.
Yes.
For us by us, right? So FUBU. I had a FUBU.
For
shirt.
us by us.
For us by us. The guy from. Who's that black guy?
Who, LL Cool J?
Yeah, LL Cool J.
Man,
anyways, so LL Cool J.
LL Cool J, king.
He died?
No, he's
you were saying it.
Respect, he's a king, dude.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, he's from the East Coast. I'm really not an East Coast
dude,
person.
fuck that. He's just he's killed everything he's ever touched.
So FUBU before us by was I had an actual, so there used to be a store by us called Just Pants and Beverly Blues at the Lakehurst Mall, which is now going to be a casino. I don't know what's going on over there in Waukegan. Anyways, there's a Walmart and a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, there you go. And people in the parking lot nodding out.
Dude, that Waukegan
dude,
Walmart's
I've been
wild.
to Waukegan.
That Waukegan Walmart's wild.
Dude, you know, when I told some people I work with that are like Elgin ghetto, but I love them because, dude, they you know, I got to go to the barbershop by 5 on Friday. Like those, I love them. You know what I mean? So they told me, they go, oh shit, you talking about East Chicago? And then I had to know that that's what Waukegan basically is. Mm-hmm. And then when I had to go out there to the behavioral hospital there. And dude, when you see the people walking down the middle of the almost highway with a hoodie on and just a backpack, I'm like, oh shit, it's lit out here.
Or when I would take the train back, when I used to work in the city, I would take the train back. Everybody get off the train, and there are the people that just disappear into the cracks.
Into the tents, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've went out and done some outreach with that shit too. There's people living out in these, tent cities that have nowhere to go, dude. But it's like also they don't want to go to shelters because they don't want to be told what to do. They want to get high, and they also don't want to get their shit stolen because, dude, it's like being in Cook County or in Rikers where you're dealing with people that are ready to fucking stab you for nothing. So I get living in the tent. I'm not a camper either. I mean, it'd be rough for me for sure. But
did you ever go to jail for an extended time? I've never spent a night in jail.
I went to, when I was right before I moved away from Michigan, I did something very stupid, which I think a lot of kids do. For some reason, when you're younger, you think, stealing shit just even for fun. So we strolled by this car. We were fucked up. And we saw a big cardboard box in the back, and we didn't know what was in it. We're like, yo, dude, let's take this. Pull it out. It's brand new tie-dye T-shirts that some girl, like back in the day, you know what it must have cost to get like something printed? They didn't have merch stores and that shit. But dude, so anyways, we had all this worthless stuff that a bunch of skateboarders like, I'm not wearing that. Fucking deadheads. Fuck, where's the bad, whatever. So we decided we're going to get rid of it. But of course that didn't happen quick enough. And my dear friend that my mom still refers to as, you mean that snitch? Because he wore one of the T-shirts, and literally coming down the street, he was skating, and this woman started going, "That's my T-shirt." He got rolled, and within 3 minutes, he was like, Aaron Putnam was with me. So that's why my mom, because my mom, the one thing about being raised by a crystal, yo, dude, we don't like snitches. No. Me and my boy, we're lifelong. He's my dearest friend, and yeah, he was scared too, whatever. So long story short, I learned something about the court systems that you never want to do, don't take the bait, is when they say, it looks like you've had a really hard time. Why don't you tell us about your childhood? So I poured my heart out. And the judge was like, and let me preface with, the reason that I got in more trouble than my friend is because I had one, I think they called it a miscellaneous or something. It was for fighting in public. It used to be a big hangout where all the skaters and all the jocks, everyone hung out on the weekends or whatever. I fucked this kid up, and so they gave me like a juvenile. What they would now, they call it fucking felonious assault, probably, whatever. But he got my elbow in his neck like 20 times and whatever. So I had a previous thing. So the guy was like, rest in peace, whoever that judge was. I'm sure he's dead, a fucking asshole. But he goes, you know what I think would be good for him, Aaron? I think what would be good for you is 5 days and whatever. So I did ended up doing 3 days in county jail. And
how are you?
What?
How old are you?
I was 18, just turned 18. So that's why I went there. They thought they were going to teach me a lesson. All they did is, all the community service. This is before, they had all the ways of like charging even more, like drug court or this and that. And like, I mean, I'll tell you the hustle on the community service side after I finish this, but it's like, so straight up, I went in there. I wasn't scared or anything, whatever, because county jail is full of people that don't pay their child support and a bunch of idiots. But dude, I had my roommate, I drew the short end of the stick. My roommate was a racist redneck that, check this out. If you get 3 drunk drivings and you don't have a good lawyer, you can do a yard. You can do a whole year in county jail right up to before they would send some away. He was busted by the same guy that picked on him in high school that became a cop all 3 times. So all night he would just sit there in his bunk and go, first of all, obscenities about all the African Americans in there. Yeah. I was like, I ain't got time for this shit.
Yeah, N-words, beaners, all of it.
And then he just kept sitting there going, oh my God, I can't wait to get out of here and get some crack. and I was like, And I was like, bro. And then that, dude, I mean, I forgot about it. I mean, I should write about it now because I forgot about he's probably dead too because he wasn't learning any lessons. But this dude, I mean, to be around that racist piece of shit. And then in the group room that's there, they called the chairs that were a little bit bigger, the plastic chairs, Cadillacs.
Okay.
So if you sat in a and this one dumb fucking guy that was in there, he told me the story. He goes, well, what happened is I stole my neighbor's car and they were after me and I just freaked out. So he drove onto the baseball diamond and ran over the whole fence. So he was doing 6 months, but he also had 90 fucking kids. And so he was a child. So they just kept hitting him with more. Dude, it's a Disneyland for them. Mm-hmm. And you know, the fucking food, whatever. It's a joke. But he kept saying, this one guy every day I had Doc Martens back then. And I had him just unlaced. He goes, those penitentiary boots? And I was like, for the 5th fucking time. And people were like, leave them alone, man. They're Doc Martens. And he's like, what are those? This is before, all this shit. So anyways, everyone got along. I got along with everyone and they let me out in 3 days. And I had, people, can I have your little Debbie? The whole thing's true with all that shit with like commissary people that are in there for a long time. They look forward to shit like honey buns and shit that is like, whatever, anything to make it better.
My dad, when he was in Cook County, he came out. We went to visit him. He had these. He had a tattoo, and he had these. Was it lugs? Some lug boots.
Oh, lugs,
gray
yeah.
lugs boot.
Looked like Tim's kind of.
Yeah, he was like, "Where'd you get those lugs?" Right? I think Birdman used to maybe one of them rappers used to sponsor or work with them. But he's like, "Hey, I traded somebody for some soup. I got these lugs."
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's crazy because when someone's in even county jail, if they're in there for more than like 3 days, if you have to do a year in there or 10 months or whatever the fuck it is, and get this, don't get it twisted. You get charged daily for staying there, and you'll get a bill that no one ever pays, but they treat it like a fucking hotel. They,
oh, really? I didn't know that.
Maybe it's not true anymore, but I'm talking about a long time ago. I mean, I'm 44 years old, so basically, I think it was $32 a day, and I got a bill like 6 months later. Anyways,
did you pay it?
Fuck no, and it didn't go on my credit. A lot of other shit went on my credit after that. I mean, I just rebuilt it, but no. But every day, this one guy that was in there, another loser. Just because, dude, just like, at least, dude, every other white guy that was in there, I was like, I'm not like these guys, because these guys are, I mean, hillbilly fucking, just like, I mean,
Is this Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan,
okay.
yeah. So, basically it's a county jail. All they're doing is trying to get money out of you anyways. So this every day, the 3 days, the guy would go, oatmeal sticks with you through the whole day. I go, do you want my oatmeal, man? I didn't take a shower. I don't, dude, it's not trauma for me, so I don't remember. I'm sure I took a shit, but, I definitely was. I took it in the communal bathroom because, dude, it was, thank God, like in Cook now, what I hear from all these addicts that come out of there that you have to kick in jail and shit when they catch a charge, it's bunk beds in the middle of a big room where people are like walking by and like thumping you on the head, like hazing you, doing fucking jackass shit on you when you're in there. So, dude, but for the most part, county jail is a bunch of fucking clowns. I'm sorry, but this sticks with you all day. All right, dude, eat the fucking oatmeal. Eat the oatmeal, fucker. But yeah, dude, I was out, and the worst part though, my boy, not the one that
not the snitch,
not that snitch, and he's not a snitch because I love him dearly. And dude, we're talking about 30 years of friendship. You know what I'm saying? But my friend that I lived with at the time was getting fucked up like we used to all then, and he forgot to wake up. So I had to get a ride home from another kid that was getting released, and his mom came to get him. I got a ride in a car about 20 miles it took to get back to my hometown or whatever where he was from too. And both windows in the back seat were blown out and had trash bags in it. But at least his poor ghetto ass mom picked him the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My mom didn't pick me up. She just called my friend a snitch. So, it's real shit, dude. You ask me a question, sometimes you get too much, but I mean,
what was the hustle? You said you were gonna tell a little hustle afterwards. Some jail hustle or some jail?
Oh, I didn't do any hustle. I was just saying I saw the hustle. First of all, when people end up in jail, if you're not doing real evil shit, I mean, let's just talk about county for a second. You are dealing with the dumbest people that don't know how to make good decisions, that just literally just get in the way of their life. Some judge will be like 9 more months in county, or like then they'll get them out. Oh, you violated you didn't pay your child support back in county because, dude, it's a fucking business, dude. And these people are so, I just kept meeting so many dumb people. It's like, because people get released and new people come in, and that's only in 3 days. I couldn't imagine, and I learned my lesson though. One, don't take people's shit too, because I know how it feels now, because people have done it, and I have to remember what I did. But, 3, it's like, if you say you're not going to get rid of something and so it doesn't bite in the ass, fucking burn that shit. So, someone like my friend doesn't wear it and, I kind of like it now, so lesson learned.
But you haven't, no, I haven't been to jail since, well, no, I don't think I'll go to jail anytime soon.
Yeah, good.
But, no, what's I going to, I forgot, I was going to, something, but when I went to jail, I've never been there overnight, right? And
Okay.
then, James, you haven't been to jail, right?
Nope.
Yeah, I forget about that. People haven't gone to jail, and I asked people, like, my lady, I was like, you haven't been in jail? I think it's so normal.
I think most people haven't.
Most people haven't. To me, most people. Manny, have you been to jail? Okay, so it's not normal.
You want to see someone that's been to jail? Pull up the guy that hit me when he was drunk on my way to work and totaled my car, and he had no insurance.
I'm so
and
glad.
then he called me. He called me bawling. And by the way, you have to pay for a police report to give to your insurance company. That's how fucked Elk Grove is. Pull up the cunt of
Elk
the
Grove
year,
Village, that's where I work.
Tommy Tate.
Pull
up his Jerry curl and his fucking. He doesn't post enough, and I think it's closed. No, on Facebook. Oh, dude, you can't Google this loser. Sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't preface that. Tommy Tate. I'm so sorry, man, dude. He cost me $6,000 because my lawyer was like, we'll sue your insurance company
give you some advice.
for remember when I called you that day? Yeah, that's when it happened. Remember?
Which one is it?
Dude, I can't. Oh, the top one. That fucking cunt. There he is.
Let's look at
It shows you in his profile. I don't know if it's still there, but it shows him popping bottles in his car. Look at his fat bitch fucking girlfriend. Says he works at Jewel Osco and went to Harvard.
I want to see pictures. Let's see this.
He's got pretty eyes. He looks like his white mom banged a fucking Dominican dude. It's good. It's good shit. Good for the genes. And I felt bad for him for a minute. But
So what happened with Tommy Tate?
So Tommy Tate, basically,
I just saw abusive ass. Somebody put a comment. All right. Anyways.
So basically, what happened that morning? It was 5:30 in the morning. That guy ruined my day. I was on my way to help a drug addict, and he totaled my wife's beautiful car. He got out of the car. And I have it on my phone. I erased it, but he look at his fucking basement apartment. Fucking cunt. No carpet. No fucking cold ass tile. No wood, bitch. Anyway, so basically, the cop. Of course, when you're on the right side of the law, they talk to you like, first of all, it proved to me that most cops are idiots because the guy put me in the back of the car to drive me to work because it was closer than driving me home because it's all the way off of 90 in Elgin, and I live in the city. I was in Elk Grove or whatever, by Arlington Heights. So long story short, he gets me in the back and then starts talking to me like, now I know why, fucking nerd. He has a mask on. The glass is there. He's driving forward and talking through his mask. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I was in the Army. And I was like, whatever those state police are that run that whole 90 thing. I was like, yeah, dude, cops are dumb. But anyways, long story short, they locked him up for DUI. He got out in the morning. Our phone numbers are on the police report. So he called me. I took the call, but I let him talk. He was bawling, tell me how sorry he was. But I hear that shit every day. And I said, listen, bro.
Never feel sorry.
I go, listen, bro, you have no money, so I'm not coming after you. There's no point. I'm going to keep it moving, but get some help. And if I do, I will fucking knock you out. I mean, that's happening. He deserves a thump for sure. But he's going to do it to someone else and maybe kill someone. He was coming home from a Thursday night out. They found weed on him and drink, whatever, and all legal shit. But he had a 2020 Nissan that he probably paid insurance on once and let it lapse and hit me. And my insurance is like,
This is Dominican side.
oh, bam. I didn't say it.
I said it.
Whatever it is, he also, I think in his profile, it was something about him, he loves R. Kelly. It's like, don't judge him. His music's still good. I'm like, all right, well, if he had his dick in your ass, maybe you'd feel different. Oh, is that too much?
No. I just got into butt stuff. I've never had anal sex before.
Dude, listen, take it from someone that,
It's new to me.
The thing, dude, it's like, one,
So exciting.
It's the most homophobic thing I hear from people that
I'm not getting
No,
talked
that's
to.
not where I'm going with. The thing, the most clueless thing I hear some people say is like they think that anal is like a homosexual thing. Dude, all kinds of straight people like to fucking, whatever. Dude, all I know is you better be fully committed to that for that session, because once you go there, if you go back, you're causing all kinds of problems.
What kind of problems?
UTIs. Fuck, you can't. You can't slang out of the ass and back into the to the good stuff.
I just told my girl to get off the ring, right, which is some birth control thing. But hold on, I have a system. We figured out a system. So
tell me you got the app where you can tell when she's ovulating, because you're crazy if you're doing that.
No, I'm gonna come in her ass. So I'll start. with the vag. Or what's a night? I don't want to. I'll start with the vag.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then just come in her ass, or
Yeah,
sometimes
and girls like it too. I mean, I don't.
Or maybe her face, or tits, or feet.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't done the feet
all
thing
I'm
yet.
saying, it's part of straight couples and married people's lives too. But I mean, it's one of those things where it's like once in a while. You know, it's like, I mean, I'm not into it because, you know, dude, there's a lot of rule. Talk to a knowledgeable queen about that kind of shit. They'll be like, before I go out, a lot of things get done, so they're not considered rough trade, as they call irresponsible gay dudes. You know, you got to make sure your shit's in order. You know what I mean? And that's not what straight people do. Let me make sure I'm going on a date. I better make sure that I don't eat for 12 hours and fucking, you know what I mean? It gets messy.
Yeah.
I prefer the vagina.
I mean, I like the vagina, but it's new to me. Like I said, I've never had butt
Right,
sex.
you know.
Well, except for one time with a hooker, and then maybe one time with this chick.
She must have hated you, dude.
No, I paid her extra, $20.
There you go. I'm sure the ride home from the thug that was in the black car out front waiting for her in case you were a fucking psycho was like, he fucked me in the ass. Take me to fucking take me to Shake Shack. I hate when motherfuckers fuck me in the ass.
Did I tell the story of the soul? No, it was this hooker where I think
Hookers
her
don't
mom-
want to hear any of your fucking feelings, but I'm
No.
sure I've never had one. But
So this hooker gave. Oh no, I used to be in the game. So this hooker, we went to a motel, but it was full. She's like, all right, let's go to my house. But when I walked down, I looked to my right, and I saw like one of those hospital beds. There was like old lady.
Bro.
In there was an IV, and I was like,
you
what
are
is going on?
you are so lucky. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I was like, what is going on? But we still went upstairs, and I had sex with her, paid her extra
You're lucky
$20.
that she was actually a good citizen of the hooker industry, because you could have been taken into a. Dude, you could have been took right there. There could have been 4 people there ready to fucking.
The girl she trained, or she got into the game, actually robbed me. She actually
That's what
robbed
they
me.
do.
Yeah, and then she robbed me, and I came back.
Because for the most part, guess what? I'd say 9 times out of 10, if you're selling your ass on the street, you're doing it because you got a fucking drug problem.
Mm-hmm.
So all they're thinking about is getting high, and that's why I really wish that they would start arresting more of the Johns and fucking ruining their marriages and showing. That's one of the reasons I can't go to the Dominican Republic, because I can't stand to see a beautiful young woman that's trying to feed her kids with some fat German dude that's like buys her for the fucking week. I wish they would fucking execute those dudes. They're fucking cunts.
In Lake County, they won't now. COVID. I don't know. I think there's less. I don't know. There's less prostitutism, but in Lake County, they would release the names. They would do stings in Lake County and release the names, so it'd be on
of the guys
of
that,
all the Johns. Yeah,
good,
the
good.
Johns.
Yeah.
And when it would come out, I would look at it, and I'm like,
To make sure you're not on it.
no. I'd look at it. Well, I'd get screenshots from friends and be like, oh,
Dude,
this
with
is
all
how
the cameras on the street, they could see you just keep like I look at here's
Allegedly.
what's his name driving by and he keeps doing loops. He's looking for what's her name?
But that's when
I love this conversation.
that
This is
week.
hilarious.
That week, I'd be like, oh shit, they just finished their sting. They're not gonna do any work right now, so I gotta get some hookers this week, because it's I feel that was my clear week, so I jumped on it that week, and then I got on it.
Dude, man, dude.
That's the old me. That's the old me.
That's great. I mean, I'm glad you're comfortable talking about all your shit, because that shit is fucking hilarious and also honest. But it's like, dude, you're lucky. That
I'm very lucky.
You're lucky you didn't catch a detective dressed as a hooker, because, dude, they're not playing around.
Oh, a few times. Not a few times, but one time I was in Miami, and I was really drunk, and I did drugs possibly. And I remember strip club was closed. Girls I met on the apps, they weren't responding. So I went to Plenty of Fish, nothing. Finally went to Backpage, and I called like 17.
I had to go to Craigslist. There
17
it is.
numbers in a row, and one of them, it's funny, I called the number for the prostitute. Nobody was manning the line. It went directly, like, this is the Hollywood Police Department. It went straight to the police department. At that time of the day,
dude.
nobody was manning the line, the hooker line.
I know that I don't follow enough shit, but dude, a friend of mine, I didn't even know Craigslist was around. I was talking about buying a bike because he's really into riding his mountain bike, and then he goes, in Chicago, dude, you can get one for like $300. Just go on Craigslist. I go, what? It's still around? Because I just thought everything became so much more vetted that was the place that you went for a brick phone that didn't work, because you're stupid, or all nasty shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got an iPhone 5. Is it connected to a contact? No. People that learn the hard way with that shit.
I never won. It was when Backpage shut down. That was when I remember I was happy.
Did
that
it
day.
shut down?
I was happy that day when I saw it. I was like, thank God, because it's like I didn't have access to it. Because a lot of times I didn't want to, but I would drink, and then I'd be like, I'd go to my phone, and I'd be like, well,
dude. No, I get it, man.
Yeah.
Fucking people, you get fucked up, and all of a sudden, by the end of the night, you're alone. You're like, what can I do? And then all of a sudden, if you don't got somebody with you, you're fucking punching your dick or calling fucking hookers. I mean,
I'd
that's what
rather
people
punch
do.
my dick. I won't get arrested or anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just stay out of trouble more.
I haven't looked at porn since Christmas Eve.
It's not even that. That's weird. It's never been my thing. I'm just not like. I mean, obviously, first of all, start being old enough to know that back in the day, like I would never spend my money, but now that it's free, I mean, I am envious that, like for my stepsons, for example, I mean, to be able to dabble in what sex is about or see it, to jerk off with an iPhone 7 for your first, as you hit puberty, that's a luxury. I mean, I didn't have that.
No, I had dial-up internet. I used to jag off to pictures. I don't know. You probably have no idea, but I'd wait for them to load, and I'd save all these pictures, and I'd save my best ones, and I'd go through the viewer thing, and then jag off the picture. Eventually, it's like something's going to come out. Right?
It's so weird, man. Porn has just never been my thing. And it's just like, I don't know what it is. It's just not that I feel like it's gross or do anything. I'm just always like, nah. But I mean, like, for sure, like, I mean, it's a thing. I mean, I get it. I mean, I respect people that pay for it still because it's just the free stuff's not good enough. I mean, that's wild. It's like
I stopped masturbating too.
Yeah,
but because I'm saving my loads, that way I could put them in her when we have sex.
You should eat a lot of celery. That's what the porn stars do. They eat celery, and then they fucking.
So this is crazy to you, then. This is all fucking wild to you. It's just there.
And it's not. I get it, and I'm not saying that it's not intriguing. Is it one? Okay, I'll
type in milking. I think she was watching this program called Milking when they get dudes and they give them prostate orgasms. Well, dude,
I mean that's in that one stupid movie too. And they milk that dude's prostate.
No, okay, I didn't know about milking. All right, I haven't watched this stuff. I think she might be into it. I don't know. Any plugs? We're running out of time. You got any plugs?
Yes, lots of plugs actually. What am I doing? February 6th.
She has a butt plug.
February 6th, me, Abby Sanchez, Zach O'Ryan, Rebecca Gibson, and hopefully one more. February 6th, we're doing the Brower House in Lombard because they don't give a fuck. And then after that, February 26th, I'm in Columbus. And then I'm at a private gig the 27th, and the 28th, I'm at Helium, Indianapolis. Yeah, so doing some stuff and just going to take the gigs when I can. I'm not traveling. I'm not going everywhere that I could just because it's not worth it. I mean, I definitely don't want to, just go to go. Like, it's got to make sense. So I'm just taking it easy with that. But yeah, like getting stage time with the private rehab gigs has been golden. I've been taking people in, other comics that don't have to be sober, but like just don't talk about drug use on stage to trigger the young or make the kids jealous,
Yeah.
But taking a few out and everyone's enjoyed it. It's great. Just, speakers and microphone and fucking get it done.
The podcast?
Man, Child, and the Yogi. It's my wife and I. We're working hard to try to be more consistent. Like I said, just life gets in the way. But this has been fun. I probably rambled a lot, but hopefully it's funny.
James, you'll plug yourself, please, and then I'll finish it up.
If you want to start a podcast in the Chicago area, People of Comedy. .com, actually. That goes to our Facebook page. Go ahead and check out our videos, see if it fits you. It definitely fits your budget. We charge way under the industry rate, so if you're in comedy and you want to start a podcast here, peopleofcomedy.com. You can find me on Instagram at People of Comedy Network, facebook.com/peopleofcomedy, at People of Comedy on Twitter. If you want to follow me, I don't know why you would. I have a link tree, linktr.ee/ACLYSM, linktree/Eclism. That's all my specials that I've produced, all the podcasts I've produced, all my art, everything I do. I'm not important.
He makes the best posters. Instead. He makes the best posters ever.
Thank you.
And then follow the Lobo Podcast Instagram. Go check out the Patreon. There's 3 tiers: $3, $6, $12. You get stuff and gear. You get bonus content. Solo Den, new one's gonna come out. I already recorded with James. I'm gonna edit it, put it out there. I forget what I talk about. Maybe the hooker story. I don't even remember.
We talk about a lot.
I mean, I think there's some good stuff. I mean, bringing up that old memory for me just by the stuff with the jail and shit. Dude, that was fun. I think I might write about that. It might be a bit somewhere. Who knows?
And then so check out the Patreon. Don't DM me. Just leave me alone if you're a girl.
I'm comic Aaron Putnam on Instagram. My old one got blocked or whatever, so I'm low on followers. So I would love some. Please.
I deleted my Tinder. And
to get on Grindr.
I have a gay friend now, Alex. Shout out to Alex. All right.
Oh, he probably fucking hates you.
All right.
My one gay friend.
He's cool. Lobo Dan.
Ask him about rough trade.
Lobo Dan.